Still, I see I'm unable to call it. I did lot of checks. Still, it is showing the headers issue. We'll see this, okay? I'll sort it out. Before that, let us go ahead and recreate the other modules as well, okay? So I'll be showing you one Bootify tool. I don't remember whether I have explored through it or not, but really there is a helping tool. Initially I thought not to share, but that will help you a lot during your development. Many people not aware of it. uh, so this is free tool. It helps you to create your applications very faster. Rapid application development you can do, okay? In case sometimes if your use case is very straightforward, you have tables and you need to implement CRUD operations, a REST service you want to implement. For that, if you have very less time, if you are in a critical deadlines, okay, uh, within minutes you can design a complete microservice, okay? I'll help you to create that. We guys discussed it already? No, I believe, right? Manager service we will create. I'll show you that tool, okay? So for manager use case, we identified what we identified. Sellers he need to manage. He should manage products and delivery partners. Sellers, products, delivery partners. Manager should handle. So here we have table for seller. We have table for delivery partner and products also, right? Manager, what he's doing with products? He can access products and he can approve or decline them. Review products, okay. So he is not creating. Seller is creating. So don't worry about it. He is managing the sellers and the delivery partners. So sellers table and delivery partners table we need in the system. Okay. Complete system design we can do with this. Okay, Bootify tool. Just all you need to do is search for Bootify, Bootify Spring Boot. Maybe in your company machines this is not allowed. They don't allow such tools, but in your personal machine you can access and quickly you can get the code. Okay, that helps you to generate a lot of code within minutes. So for this use case, if you see, right, for the particular use case which we are want to design, we want to code manually. If you code, right, you need to create one entity object for seller, one entity for delivery partner, and one DTO for seller, one DTO for delivery partner, one repository class for seller, one repository for delivery partner, one service class for seller, one service class for delivery partner, one REST controller here and one REST controller here. Altogether, 8 plus, sorry, 4 plus 4, 8 classes. Again, all CRUD operation methods if you want to create, get, update, delete. Each again, if it have 5 methods, overall 8 into 5. Again, 5 for each class, service class and controller class. You are going to write 8 into 5, 8 into 10. All around 80 lines, 80 methods you are going to implement apart from your 10 classes, 80 methods. Obviously, it will take time. 2 3 days time it will take to implement. But if I go here, see how fast we can create. Start new project. Whatever structure you want, you can start here. What is your project group? See your existing projects. So here 3.1.3 latest boot version with 17 only it is using. Yeah, group ID com.rbu.com and artifact ID MS microservice, MS admin microservice. Okay, MS stands for microservice for admin. Where is it? Okay, MS seller microservice, seller service. So we are using Maven for building. So choose Maven. If your organization using Gradle, you can choose Gradle. You can choose language Java that we are using. If you want to enable Lombok dependency it will add. Enable Lombok. And you want front end like a web application, complete web app. If you want, you can choose this. If it is only pure REST service, you can leave it. So no harm. You can choose this just for our understanding only, right? UI it will generate as well as REST also it will generate. And choose which database you want to use. Is it a document type, embedded type, or relational database? Anything. So as we are using MySQL, I am choosing MySQL here. And DB generation. If you want to generate tables automatically. So here two they are suggesting. None means validate only. Update means if schema is there, it won't touch it. If there is no schema, it will create it. So you may choose. So additional columns, date created, updated. As this is I'm recommending, right? Since beginning, add it. And will they charge anything? Means these Bootify people not charging anything. But if you want to contribute, maybe you can go to their website and contribute. Or they give an upgrade plan also. They given some more additional features, their security kind of stuff. You can upgrade and get the licensed version of it also. So properties file and packages. Do you want to design technical or domain driven? You can choose here. Technical means each technical types has its own packages like REST service, repositories like that. So this is domain driven. We mostly use technical. Like for each class, we are maintaining separate package, right? And you want Swagger UI, so you can enable it. Okay, this is Lombok, so you can enable it as we are using Lombok. Use Docker Compose for development. No Docker for now. Which Java version? Java 17. And which all dependencies you want to add? Actuator and Eureka. No. What else I need? Database. Spring Data JPA. So Data JPA also by default it will add. So nothing to worry. Any additional dependencies that we need? As we mentioned MySQL dependency also it will add. Cloud config we need. So cloud config, yeah. Okay, we will add them after you know downloading this project. Now, last step you need to set up your entities, which all tables you want. So as per design, we need a seller table, ID as a primary key, name, email address, phone, pin, license. Let's keep them. Seller, ecom, seller. Okay. So do you want REST endpoints directly for your CRUD operations? It will generate REST endpoints also. And if you want front end controllers also it will generate. So I choose both. Let's keep them. ID by default given with long ID primary key. Okay, fine. And next name. If it is required, put required. Validations also it will add for you by default. Seller email. required. Do you want unique? If you can, if you want to maintain unique email ID, maintain it so that duplicate email IDs it will not allow. Address, you can add it. So you can choose text type, which means a text box, a big address field it will add with no limit. Okay, that's what I understand from the text. If you have doubt, let's keep it. What else fields we have? Let's go. Address, phone, pin, license. Let me capture them, or else side by side I will put. Okay, address, lot of fields required. Okay, phone number, data type is for phone. Usually we'll use strings only, and max length you may put 12 or 15, depends on your requirement. Required pin code. If you want number or alphanumeric, you choose. You can limit your size also. License, maybe here we are expecting files, right? So they are not supporting any files here. You need to implement it. But for file, for this file, we have to we we, we thought to have a um, Azure storage, right? So the file system we should use different system. As of now, let's take file number. File we'll modify it later. So just file path only we will store. However, you load it into cloud or in your physical storage, keep that file path only in the database. So database said string is sufficient, and you may use if you have file lengthy one, right? 500 or 1000, you can keep license. Registration document. If they want to claim GST, they can have GST number also. GST. Don't put mandatory. Few will claim, few may not claim. Usually, whoever selling products in India, they claim GST. So you may allow GST number. So during their invoices, you can add their GST number. They can claim that GST. License valid till. So you may pick local date time. License valid till date. Area of business. Net worth, is it required? Seller net worth provided? I'm not sure. That field may be not required. annual sales. This is also we can get from reports. Maybe if you want to put that fields, put it. I don't think they need performance metrics. You may have different table for the metrics, but yeah, I don't think this is also required. Joining date, created date. Where do I put it? Join date, created date. Okay. So if you want to give joining date, later date, okay, or system created date itself is a joining date. Anything should be fine. Created date, updated date are there. And if you want to associate manager ID, so you can give manager ID so that we can associate which manager is doing this. Is active, boolean, is active, verified seller. Okay, verified seller, privileged. Does it have any special privileges? Country code and yeah, that is the last field. Country code. Very good. Okay. Country code. Yeah, I think we got all the fields. Save it. See, one ecom seller entity is designed here. So again, if you need one more entity, two entities we are expecting here, right? Ecom seller and one more delivery agent. So you can create delivery agent parameters also here. So the delivery agent properties, delivery partner or agent, starting with ID, primary key, name, name, email, address, pin code, if you want to keep it, license, file location. Any registration documents. So joining date is created date should be fine. Updated date also it will add. So is active boolean or active. So if you choose the checkbox, it will make it active, or else it will make not active. Manager ID and country code. Manager ID, we are generating it. It's a number. You can enter that country code. Bus. Yeah. Save it. So as soon as you save, it will show two entities. If you want to establish relationships, if you have multiple tables and if they have relationships, here you can go and you can put the relationship between two tables. Let's say here I have seller table and a delivery. If they both want many to one to many, right? In system design, you do this. So that relationships also you can put here, but I don't want it because these two entities are independent. That's it. So first thing, in general, we added package name and build type, programming language, enable Lombok. If you need front end, choose the front end, database type, table generation technique, and you want properties or YML file, and the package structure, technical or domain driven. If you want a Swagger, enable Swagger. That's it. And required Java version and design entities. Click on download. So you'll be getting a project here. Open it. Extract it. You can import it. Just open this and import into your ID. File, import, existing Maven project, browse, finish. I'll show you the code which is generated. So project is getting imported, 22%. Let it finish. I'll shut down all other applications. Later we will integrate this with the Eureka and config gateway everywhere. It is getting imported. Oh, meanwhile, let me open form file and see which all dependencies it brought from. The version is here 3.1.3, same version which we are using, the latest one, latest Java JDK version, actuator, data JPA, Spring Boot validation, Spring Web, Spring Cloud starter config. So okay, this is version of cloud. Okay, so almost it is started in line number, port number 929. Check schema. Okay, two tables created, e-com seller and delivery agent. Check their schemas as well. Describe e-com seller. So you can see the table created, ID, primary key, not null. Data type bit to big int. Address varchar, date time. For each active taken bit, integer varchar, all default data types taken. Email is unique character. And ID auto increment. So it given responsibility to DB itself. DB will do auto increment as soon as you populate remaining data. So two tables got created and application also up in this port number. Now you can open Swagger port number 9292. You can see your two controllers here. Ecom seller get method, put method, delete, get, post. Same way delivery. All five HTTP methods got implemented. So you can check that code here. Under REST package, you have your two controllers. Ecom seller controller. Maybe you can correct this naming conventions. Okay. You may change this if you want. Otherwise, let's carry on with this. So REST controller with request mapping, a global mapping API slash ecom seller, and service is auto wiring here via constructor. So when you use parameterized constructor, you need not to specify auto wire. Automatically, it will auto wire it. So this way they are auto wiring it, and they have one get mapping method, just getting all the data. Get mapping with ID for single record. Post to create user. Put for updating, and delete mapping for delete. That's it. And if you want to see the code for implemented for services, you can see service auto wired with your repository. And for find all, they are using repository find all. Short by ID also they are using default. So in a ascending order, it will return data along with you, and they are iterating through this and converting it into a list of DTO objects, sending it instead of entity object. For front end, they are sharing data in the form of DTO using map to DTO method. So what they are doing, this one they are streaming through dot stream method, and using map they are converting the object, the seller object, into DTO object, and finally that one taking it as a list. Okay, so same stuff. See how much code it is implemented. Almost for each class, hundreds of lines code it got implemented. So this code they followed best practices. If you see right, all best practices they followed. We need not to name anything wrong on this. Okay, so maybe you can refer this example and you can, or if your machine allowed to download, you can download and do refactors, maybe package naming conventions and all. And if you don't want front end code, it will not generate. But for us, front end also generated. You see, this is for REST API. So if you call 9292, beautiful UI also generated for us. Hmm, why it is language English only. Set something with your properties file. Okay, properties not copied. So there is a properties file given here for internationalization purpose. From these properties, UI labels are reading. That's why it is showing question marks. Okay. So these are as a labels it is showing. So this is useful for internationalization. Let's say you want to implement your application for many countries. No. Application not restarted yet. Did I missed any connection? I don't think. Maybe you can refresh your application and restart. Seller service, refresh. Okay, I think now you can restart. Pool started, JPA initialized. Okay, okay. So these properties are from message properties file. So this is default generated UI. If you need any small application with UI, within minutes you can generate it. And these labels you can remove. You can go to that index page and you can remove them if you don't want. Or else let's keep them here. Okay. Now you can see home page. And if you want to create sellers, you can click here, left side menu given. So as of now, no sellers. Let's create a seller here. Up, ecom seller add. What happened to you? String expression line is required equal to null. I'm not sure it should be working. One basically it will give a pop-up window. There we can create it. Let's use Swagger to create it if that is creating issue. Try it out. Maybe insert some data here. Seller. So Amazon seller one address pin license document. These are basically paths. Active true default manager ID one something country code India. So I think I'm referring what delivery agent, right? It's okay. Let's execute. I got response 201 created. Okay. So at least it is populating that record. Create is having some issue. Maybe we need to see that page how they design. So you can see beautifully one table also showing here to show the data. So if I recreate one more user, it can show that data as well. Add and edit screen having same issue. I'm not sure, but yeah, we least worry about this UI, but it will work. You may try it with simple table as we have very complicated parameters, right? It is little bit worrying. You may create it with a few fields. It should work. Otherwise, it is working good with your REST API. Try it. Actually, this is the seller screen, right? Yeah. Seller one address, phone, pin, license, document, GST number, date, area of business, electronics, 3 star, manager ID belongs to one, privileged seller, yes or no, something. Execute. So REST call happened and data created. So you can visit seller also. So you can see the data. I'll see what is the problem. But yeah, REST itself is working good and data population also happening fine. Okay. So you also can try and let me know if you see any issues. Tomorrow this REST API we will integrate with our config server and the load balancer and gateway and we will test it okay together. Or else we'll continue this with all other services as well. We have delivery service and customer services also, right? We will implement them. Then we integrate everything together. Okay. Any doubts so far? Am I audible? Sir, we are going to do everything by Bootify, or this is just for knowledge. You can use Bootify also. Okay, it's your choice, whichever you want to use. Okay, or else I would recommend you to write. I given one example, right? Uh, so if you are interested, I'll give you remaining two use cases. Just implement normal CRUD flow and share it with me. Okay, so I will add all configurations and give it. Okay, so I am asking you guys to create it, but I am not seeing any response from you guys. Okay, so same CRUD operations, nothing much you need to do here. Apart from that, configurations we will add on top of it. Okay, are we good? No, this one latest. No, not yet. Not yet. Tomorrow we will solve that issue, the course issue, and we will upload the working copy of it. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys. We'll meet tomorrow. I took a lot of time. Okay. Yeah. See you tomorrow. And then good night.